David Jolly, tell us what you're up to.
I think I shared. I get to participate in one of these town halls that Estee's colleagues are doing around the country this week. Eric Swalwell's coming to the Tampa Bay area Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and I've agreed to go alongside him with one of these events and do my part. Here's what I'll tell you, though. I've done a number of Democratic events of late, Nicole. This is a change election environment. I was at a club last week that typically runs about 40. They had over 100 people, and those 100 people are looking for something to do right now. This is the environment where change is afoot. And I think what is most telling of all about these Republican members, when you see their responses, here's where you know they're doing it all wrong. They're telling their constituents that they're wrong. They're telling them they're wrong. They're not defending their position. They're not justifying it. They're telling them they're wrong. And to be fair, if Leader Schumer got one thing a little wrong this last week, Leader Schumer's telling his base, you're wrong. I know better. That doesn't work. That's a lived experience for me from the Tea Party through the Trump years as a Republican, where we were trying to hold back the tide. You can't hold back that tide. This is a change election this cycle.
I mean, Congresswoman, we've been talking about that here at the table in the break. I mean, Angelo Carasone calls it narrative dominance. Trump has been able to seize narrative dominance for the better part of 8 years, at least on the right. But he's never tried to defy the lived experience of his own MAGA voters. And to say that everything's fine is to defy what is happening at the grocery store, at school drop-off, and in these cities and towns and communities that are going to be absolutely bludgeoned on April 2nd by the tariffs.
Oh, I think you're right. And David, I want to join you in some of these town halls. I volunteer to be a part of it with you. Thank you for doing that, for the conversation that it will bring to constituents and voters who desperately want to be engaged, want to be heard, want to understand what's going on. Yes, you know, Donald Trump, he thinks he's a big man. He tries to show himself as a very big man. But actually what voters are seeing, even those who voted for him, are seeing a man of very small actions, like the pettiness of removing the details from people who are at risk. He's a very small man in that he ran on bringing down the price of eggs, bringing down your cost of living. He was going to solve Ukraine in the first day. He didn't run to have Elon Musk run things. That's not what voters voted for. He's supposed to be such a strong man, and yet he's so weak. He offers surrender of Ukraine, and he offers it up to Mr. Putin. I hope somebody, and David, I'm sure you're paying attention to this, there have been a series of Fridays that have been so beyond the pale. In the Oval Office with Mr. Zelensky, February the 28th, beyond the pale. And then last Friday was the breaking point for me. The speech in the DOJ in the Great Hall. By the way, where were the rank and file? I don't believe they were there. These are beyond the pale breaks with the American public and breaks with what it is to be president of the United States and to be a leader of the American people.
Congress